Welcome, bloody welcome. Thank you for joining us for our show called
Sunday Chat.
People have been missing you saying that, Paul.
There we are.
People were wondering whether we were going to stop saying that.
No,
it just didn't happen. On a couple of occasions, we do apologise. Service has now resumed. Service with a smile. Anyhow.
Anywho.
Anywho.
I like any. Greta says anywho, and I love that.
Anywho. We're here, and it's Saturday for us. What?
When you said we're here, it just sent a thought process through my head.
Paul, Grash.
Oh, thinking.
Anyway, let's move forwards because this is not going to be a long one.
Said the actress to the bishop.
Yes.
No, it'd be the other way around, wouldn't it?
Oh, I don't know. What was I saying? I can't remember. That's it. It's Saturday for us. It's Saturday evening. We're a little bit late this week, aren't we, Paul?
We're a lot late this week.
Because we had things to do. Priorities to sort. I made doing the front garden and the driveway my priority. Because I'd been rather lazy this week. I was going to do it at the beginning of the week. But I didn't. So there. No.
But you did do it today.
I did do it today. I've tied it up, weeded, raked,
pruned,
gravel, pruned, got rid of ivy, invasive ivy, clinging to the walls. It does cling.
Yeah, you've taken it down.
I have. Our next door's...
I used to like that bit.
Well, our next door's garage comes against our house and the ivy climbs up. I love ivy. I really love it. It's so pretty and it's very good for the wildlife as well. It's good for absorbing pollution.
It's not good on the ground for nature because birds that like nesting in the ground, they don't like ivy. No. But it's great for pollinators in the winter.
Yeah, and it provides food, the berries that it produces, but it does need taking control of.
Yeah.
So I took control, didn't I, Paul? Yes, I did.
You have, definitely.
So that's all good. Very, very pleased. But I've done virtually a full day of it, haven't I?
You have.
Chatting with neighbours as they walked past on several occasions.
Did they chat back?
Well, they chatted to me, naturally.
I thought you might have just been chatting to them as they went past and they thought, well, he doesn't usually chat.
Well, one person was talking to themselves as they walked past and rather startled me.
Really?
Yes.
Were they on the phone?
Yeah, they suddenly appeared from nowhere and I was rather taken aback. I'm not used to being close quarters to strangers.
I startled you, though.
You startled me as well. I thought, who on earth is... Oh, it's Paul.
I went to the plot and I came back and I said, what did I say to you? I said, oh, you've done a good job. And he ignored me. And I went, you okay? And he ignored me. And then he went through the gate and came back. And then...
I jumped.
You jumped. You didn't know...
Oh, I didn't know that. You snuck up on me, Paul.
Did you put my wheelbarrow away?
It's behind the...
Thingy.
The bin.
Right.
Anyway, lovely. I've been on holiday this week. I had a week off for the Easter break. I planned it that way. Because if you plan it at Easter, you get the bank holiday days, the Good Friday and the bank holiday Monday.
Easter Monday.
Yes, so that was good. So I actually only took a day and a half off.
Yeah.
Which was lovely. So it's been a good week. It's been an interesting week. It's been an active week as well. We've been pretty good at getting out and about. Out and about.
We have. We've been for several walks, which has been lovely.
Yes.
We went over to Warren Farm.
Our thighs have thanked us. My thighs have. Anyway, they're feeling rather firm.
Are they?
Yes. Look. Anyway, yes, Warren Farm. Warren Farm.
Warren Farm.
Warren Farm.
It's not a farm.
No, it's not a farm.
I guess it used to be a farm.
Well, it would have been, I would have thought. Otherwise, it wouldn't be called Warren Farm, would it?
Yeah, no.
So it's an area. It's a large open area. What do you call it, Paul? A metropolitan common land?
Metropolitan open space. 61 acres.
Yeah. And it's just open space, isn't it?
It used to be a sports field, and they used to have quite a lot of, well, in the winter they'd have football pitches marked up. In the summer they'd have cricket. I always thought it was a bit odd because it's on quite a bit of a slope.
Yes, and the balls were rolled.
Yeah. So, and then there were cricket nets as well. I think, were there tennis courts, I think, at some point. So it was quite a open sports ground.
Mm.
And then Ealing Council, in their wisdom, decided to gift it, I think is the word.
You can't say anything about Ealing Council because I am an employee.
I pay my council tax to Ealing Council.
I know, but
I can say what I want.
No, you can't.
So
It's in my contract.
you're not saying anything.
No.
So they were going to gift it to Queen's Park Rangers for a training ground.
Yes, that's a
For
football
£1
club in London.
For £1 a year. Anyway, after various protests and legal challenges, QPR found somewhere else, and there's still sort of decisions to be made about what's going to happen at Warren Farm.
But the locals would like it to be a nature reserve, and it recently featured on BBC London.
BBC London TV News.
Yes, the TV news, which is a light programme, isn't it, Paul? It's a little bit amateurish, I find.
BBC London TV News is so light, it literally glides out of the television.
Some of those presenters, they're not very good, are they? We're not going to say any names in case they're watching. They won't be.
But it's anyway, when they do the nodding to, they're saying, and now we're going to go to this story. And they look at the screen next to them as if you need their guidance to follow on the story.
Yeah, anyway. So anyway, we took advantage this week of the good weather, and it's been very dry.
Yeah,
hasn't it, Paul? Yeah. Very dry. The ground is cracked.
Mm. But we're at Warren Farm.
Well, hold on, Paul. So the day we went to Warren Farm, it was rather sunny and dry with beautiful clouds, and towards one end of the open space is an abandoned sports facility, isn't it, Paul?
Changing rooms.
Changing rooms, but they're all abandoned and they've been covered in graffiti. Absolutely fantastic. I love graffiti, don't I, Paul?
You do?
I do.
You love photographing it.
Yeah, it's so dramatic, it's so colourful. You always get some good photos. I have, as you will have seen, spliced in some footage of that area. So you'll see what I mean. But it's just interesting. It's very atmospheric. It's got that real sort of, feeling that it could be used for a Vogue photo shoot or something.
Yeah.
Couldn't it?
I think it was used for a photo shoot recently. Whether it was legally used or not.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Because again, the council would probably want a fee for that, wouldn't they?
Well, we were told about a filming
that
the council wanted
a lot
of thousands of pounds for it.
Which I think is a bit of a bloody cheek, really.
Well,
considering it's really not that accessible unless you get let in, so they need to let you in. It's not it's also a public space as well in terms of Warren Farm, isn't it? So,
But councils need money, and they're going to, the thing is, they'll need staff there to make sure that things are opened and
safe,
maintained
health
and
and
safe
safety.
and all of that. Yeah, closed up. So yeah, but the fee seemed quite high to me.
I've had a twitch in my eye this week.
Yeah, you said.
I think it's gone, but I felt as though it was twitching then. Smile into the twitch.
Oh dear.
Anyway, so that was great. Had a lovely time there. When did we go? Oh, I've left the windows open. Planes are flying. I've opened the window because it was really warm in here. We've both just had lovely hot showers because frankly we needed them.
Separately.
Naturally. We'd break that shower if we went in together.
Yeah,
I don't think we'd fit physically.
No.
Calm down.
Oh dear, I'm just thinking of the twitch. That's
Calm
the
down.
thing. Yeah.
What was I saying? Yeah, then we went down the canal, a lovely walk down the canal, found some little secret areas, didn't we, Paul?
Did we?
Yeah, that little area with that little pond.
Oh yes, we did.
With the sign about the toads.
Oh yeah.
We found that, which was nice.
There's a local orchard trail along the canal and along Warren Farm. Well, not Warren Farm, along Hamwell Meadows and around there. And there's a really big grouping of fruit trees that went in maybe about 8 years ago. And I've never been right to the back of them. And when I got to the back of them, I realised that there was a huge pond that I've never seen. I've walked that area for 18 years. I've never ever seen it.
Lovely, Paul.
And it's on this side of it's on that side of the canal. But,
and of course the trees are in blossom, the new leafage is coming out in that fresh green colour, which I adore. Spring, I love spring.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't like the height of summer where it's really hot and sticky in London. Blech.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. But I love the freshness of spring. It's beautiful. So that was lovely. Then we sort of had a day at home, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did things around the house, housework and things, and, all those usual bits and pieces.
I can't remember what I did. I mean,
well,
I did
you went
something
to the plot as usual.
Yeah.
And then we had a hire car booked, which was lovely, and we took a jaunt out to Coombe Hill, home of the Boer War Memorial.
That was lovely.
Very peoply.
Well,
and we were lucky to get a car parking space.
Yeah.
Paul, weren't we?
We went. I mean, it's quite a large car park, mostly for 60 cars, something like that.
But you can only park in the car park.
Yeah, you can't.
All other off-road parking is now restricted with coneage.
Yes, cones. So we were just about to leave, having not found a parking space, and somebody reversed out of the parking space and went. So
Perfect.
We got a really good parking space, which was great. Went for a lovely walk.
This is in the Chilterns, Coombe Hill, and it's one of the most spectacular views across the
Plains.
Buckinghamshire and Oxfordshire plains, I guess. And we enjoyed that. We took a snack as usual. Took a snack and a flask, which was lovely.
We had bagels and tea.
We did. And
we went down that really steep hill.
We worked our thighs. We worked them hard.
I mean, it was steep. It was sort of
No, we
like
deliberately
that.
did that though, didn't we? We said, let's go down here, give ourselves a really good walk.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was that steep.
It was really steep. Really steep.
I think a goat would have had difficult getting down there. But I felt it on my knees.
I did too.
At one point my knees were clicking.
Well, that means they're being worked out properly, Paul.
I got to one point and I thought, I'm not sure I can go any further down.
But we did. We pushed through it.
If I'd have fallen over...
Well, you would have gained momentum, Paul. and rolled all the way down the hill into those big piles of logs. They would have stopped you. They would have stopped you.
It's like the movies, isn't it? That's what happens, and then they all.
Like James and the Giant Peach, isn't it? They roll down the hill, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
In a peach.
But then we walked back up, but it's over quite a long area that it moves back up to the top of the hill, so it wasn't difficulty.
Little narrow, chalky paths, aren't they? That wind across the hill.
Yeah. Chalky paths.
Yeah, it's chalkland, you see. Anyway, that was lovely.
And we sat down to have our bagels and tea.
Yeah, we said that.
No, we haven't. We didn't say we sat down. And it was very windy. It was quite cold.
It wasn't very windy. There was a light, cold breeze.
Freezing. It was freezing.
Another plane's going over. Where are these people going?
Well, there are planes going and things. Our friend has gone.
I know, but you'd have to really need to go somewhere.
Well, yeah,
wouldn't you?
obviously, yeah, and people do. I mean, it's not like it is normally where there's sort of 150 planes going over a day.
Anyway, so that was all lovely. We took advantage of having the car and decided to go to the garden centre because I wanted to pick up some petunias. So we drove into the garden centre car park and drove out again because it was far too busy, far too many people.
It was packed.
Packed, absolutely packed. So we went to home base instead, where it wasn't so packed, although I did have to shout 2 meters to a couple of people. Didn't I?
You shouted it twice.
I did.
But it was really good because when we got to home base, outside of home base were their plants.
Yes, they were all there, so we just picked a few up and got in the queue, paid for them and came home.
Shouted at people.
Shouted at a couple of people.
But with that queue, there was only one till open, but actually then three were open.
Well,
it moved quickly,
I
didn't
think
it?
they saw that the queue was getting rather large.
Yeah.
They managed the queue.
They did manage the queue.
So that was all lovely.
And then we drove home. What did we do? Oh no, then we went and parked up the car. That's what we did. And we walked back with our petunias in our hands.
We did. Down the river.
Along
the river.
Yeah.
So it's been great, actually. It's been a really good week for weather. Today is the first day that we've had rain.
Drizzly
rain. But we do need it because of that cracked ground.
The ground at Coombe Hill in particular, I mean, it was so dry. I mean, there were incredible cracks, but it was so dry that some of the bits of cracked mud had actually sort of come out of its socket, hadn't it? And it was, it had fallen out, and it was sort of about 2 inches deep. It was still bone dry.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So that was all lovely. It was a lovely week. Active, doing things, getting out and about. Yeah, it was good.
It was fun.
We enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So,
good week.
We do have to mention the sad news of the departure of the Duke of Edinburgh. We won't harp on about it.
No, because all the media has.
I mean, it's just crazy.
I mean, it's very sad for Queenie.
I feel sorry for the Queen.
Yeah.
Because she's been with him for God knows how many years. 73 years.
Something like that.
So she's going to feel sad, but she
time.
will stand up and support her family. That's what she'll do.
Yeah.
She will become the matriarch. I'm sure she'll
she is the matriarch.
She'll be, she'll perform that role, because she'll need to provide comfort to her family. Because, she is the head. And I'm sure she'll organise a little do with some sandwiches. A couple of drinkies.
She might organise it, yeah.
Yeah, do some
Next Saturday,
egg sandwiches.
At Windsor Castle.
Yeah, it's going to be a private affair, no public, no. So that's all lovely. Well, it's not lovely, Queen,
no.
But old man dies.
What an amazing life he's had.
Yeah, amazing life, privileged, luxurious life, so on and so forth. Blah blah blah. Old man dies. Get over it. I'm not being cruel.
You are.
Well, I am, yeah. No, but I mean, look, he's just always been part of our lives.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I don't feel any kind of deep sadness, particularly. I won't do when the Queen dies.
No, I think it's just a sort of, it's an institution thing.
What do they say when the monarch dies? The Queen is dead, long live the King. Move on.
It would be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Well, it'd be King Charles.
King Charlie.
If he decides to use...
Charles,
he doesn't have to use Charles.
No, could use something else.
Yes, that's right.
I find that bizarre.
Well, the whole thing's bizarre if you really start thinking about it deeply. Monarchy and all of that. If you go all the way back and look at the lineage and how monarchy started, it's all very strange.
Well, it's clans, isn't it?
It's about leadership.
Yeah.
It's about having the human need to have some kind of leader. And I guess the control of society. But hey, that's a whole other story. Lovely. So let's get back to things.
A historical story. We had a car parked outside our house the other day. It was called a Mustang, wasn't it?
Was it?
And it had it looked really odd, but apparently it's a really expensive car.
Anyway, let's move on to what have we been watching on television this week, Paul?
Lots.
We have, haven't we? So we watched that interesting Top of the Pops 1981 look back at 1981. It
was interesting because a lot of the Top of the Pops you've got a drink there.
No, my lips.
You get you've got balm there.
I know.
You get the hits of a particular week or a particular year, but what this did is it took us through 1981 and what was happening in the UK in 1981 and how music sort of wove itself through the happenings of 1981, including the marriage of Charles and Diana, and rioting.
The riots.
Which was sort of going on at the same time, and other things. I really, really enjoyed it. And it's sort of, there were some interviews with some of the stars of then, and it was great. I really enjoyed it.
We did enjoy that. And Top of the Pops, for those of you who don't know, was the premiere music show of the 60s and 70s. It kind of became a little bit passé because the BBC failed to sort of keep up with trends.
Yeah.
And it was sort of taken over by much better shows, much better pop music shows on other channels in the 80s. You had, do you remember the chart show on a Saturday morning?
Yeah, yeah.
We loved the chart show, didn't we?
Great.
We always watched Saturday morning TV, didn't we?
Do you remember Max Headroom?
Max Headroom, The Tube.
The Tube.
On Channel 4, which was
The Tube.
Paula Yates, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, you know...
And thingy Christian?
Oh, I don't know. Can't remember.
Gosh.
And then you had late night music shows as well. The Hitman and Her, do you remember that?
No, don't remember that.
So, you know, it was Top of the Pops became redundant, really. It was his own worst enemy because it thought it was king, which is the problem with the BBC very often. It gets too big for its boots.
Somebody I know was in one of the girl dancing groups, Pan's People or...
Legs and Co.
Yeah.
They used to have dancers that if a promo video or the band wasn't available, they'd have a troupe of dancers that would dance to the record wearing ridiculous outfits.
That came in 1981. That's what they were talking about, wasn't it?
What came in 1981?
That they had set people. They hired dancers.
No, it changed. It changed to a new troupe.
Oh, the troupe. I thought you meant the audience.
No, not the audience. I'm talking about Pan's People, Legs and Co, and the later troupe.
Dolly Lips or something.
I don't know. but it was quite corny. But in the 70s, everybody loved Pan's People.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was, of course, Hot Gossip trumped all of that.
Yeah.
Because they brought in male dancers.
Yeah.
It was all a bit sexist, wasn't it, to be
completely.
honest? And the outfits got skimpier and skimpier and skimpier till they were virtually wearing nothing at all.
Ridiculous. What was it? Was it 7 o'clock, 7:30 on the Thursday?
I can't remember. Anyway, let's move on. Drag Race US. So last week's elimination saw the departure of Olivia Lux.
Yes.
And actually she needed to go.
Yeah.
Really. She's not as talented as the others in terms of acting ability, in terms of comedy. Really?
No, she's not.
She's not. No. So it was time for her to go. I'm looking forward to tonight's episode.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Is it final? Or...
I think we should treat ourselves to a glass of bubbly tonight, Paul.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I do.
Well, we do have one in the fridge, so yes.
Yeah.
I'm still...
What?
It's series 13, isn't it?
Yeah.
It sort of feels like it, I think. When we were thinking earlier
I don't know what you mean.
who was eliminated last week, I just couldn't think. I really couldn't.
What's your point?
I think it needs refreshing.
Oh well, anyway, let's move on. We watched a Carry On film, Carry On Abroad, which is the story of a group of people going to a Spanish hotel.
A group of English people.
Of course. Going to a Spanish hotel that
Els Bells,
that hasn't been built properly yet.
Hasn't been completed,
which was the story of many holidaymakers in the late 60s and early 70s.
Absolutely.
This did happen. The horror stories that you used to see on those, on That's Life and things like that, you know.
And in the Sun newspaper and the Daily Mirror and the Express.
Yeah, it used to happen.
It's hilarious.
And basically the hotel falls apart, and of course the stoic Brits just carry on regardless.
That's a different one.
It is. But when the hotel is literally crumbling around them, they virtually just completely ignore it because they're all drunk.
Yeah, and they're dancing around holes in the floor and things.
It's hysterical.
It's one of my favourites.
It's
absolutely one of my favourites. And of course it's so sexist.
Oh, it's unbelievably sexist.
Oh dear.
Unbelievably saucy, ridiculous, but it's from our childhood.
Absolutely.
We grew up watching those films, and it hits our funny bone.
It does, and I think the other thing is that we literally grew up. You said that, I know, but we literally grew up with it. So each time we've watched it, I think we've been a slightly different age. So we picked up more of the double entendres and things.
Yeah,
you know, when I was 6 or 7, it was just funny.
You didn't
know.
Boobs are funny when you're that age.
Absolutely.
And for no sexual reason at all. You know, it's just they're funny things. And I mean, you do kind of go, oh my God, at certain points, you know, you just simply cannot believe that they got away with that. But the world was a different place.
I think it will get to a point where they go, actually, we can't show Carry On anymore.
I think you're right. I think they will eventually be watered down or cut to pieces.
Yeah.
You know.
Carry On behind.
I mean, it's quite amazing the amount they do get away with showing. I mean, Barbara Windsor always gets her boobs out, and you do usually get a flash of a boobage being held. You know, and there's normally a whoop. Like that.
Yeah, there sort of is, yeah.
Amazing. We also watched a couple of movies. We watched Hotel Transylvania 1 and 2. We don't very often watch animations, but those are both really good ones.
They're lovely.
They're very
films.
sweet. The animation is eye-popping.
It is. It's fantastic.
Isn't it?
It's
And I
fantastic.
think we've probably talked about them before.
But yeah, it's fantastic. I have had the main song going around in my head today.
No, I can't even remember it. But yeah, so they're fun. If you've never seen them and you like animation, we do recommend them.
Well,
They're
no,
really
if
good.
you like a bit of fun, just watch them. It doesn't matter that they're animation.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
We also watched the world's most scenic river cruises, and it was the Moselle
The Moselle
River.
the Moselle region
Yeah.
river of Germany, and it was fascinating.
I wouldn't mind going on a cruise like that.
I quite
because
like
the boat
to.
isn't that big,
No, and there aren't that many people.
and it's not the sea.
No,
So there's no
it's a river.
there's no danger of sinkage and
Well,
death. Well, no. I mean, if you're in a river, you're more likely to be able to swim away.
Some rivers are pretty
Not that
ferocious.
river. That was calm.
No, it was at that time, but at the wetter season it will be flowing much
Well,
faster.
they probably don't go on cruises then, Paul.
But they had, they've got locks as well. I thought the locks were fascinating. Really big locks. I mean, obviously we've got a flight of locks at our canal here, but these were enormous.
Motorised.
Because they, England, in fact the whole UK, does not have long rivers like that cargo goes down. Because that's what they were doing, weren't they? They were
Yeah.
taking huge
It was a
cargo
big
ships.
cargo ship.
I mean, it was a barge cargo ship, but a really big barge
And it
cargo
looked
ship.
quite nice inside,
It
where the
did.
little man was driving.
Yeah, steering.
Steering.
You don't
driving.
drive a boat, you steer a boat.
Details. Anyway, so that was fun.
And also there was an area of where they had the grapes, the vineyards. That was so steep.
Yeah, it
And
was
at one
lovely.
point that guy sort of almost lost his footing. I thought he was going to fall down.
Great, that was super. We continued with Veep,
Yeah.
which we continue to thoroughly enjoy. Oh, that bit's annoying me.
What bit?
Ah, it's gone now. I've eaten it. A little bit of dry skin, Paul. Gotta get with the programme.
I had some chalk on my lip doing my
Did
seed
you?
sowing for April video.
Lovely.
I didn't realise I did.
Did you get rid of it in post-production?
No,
Oh.
I've got a white thing there.
Oh.
I thought it was toothpaste at first, but then I realised it was some chalk.
And in news on television programmes, the Great British Sewing Bee starts next week.
It
and
does.
You'd like to watch that, wouldn't you, Paul?
Yeah, well, we enjoy
Who's
it.
presenting it, though?
The same
Oh,
one.
God. Joe Lycett.
Yeah.
I just can't. I don't find it funny.
No, I don't find
I
him
don't find
funny
it
at
funny.
all.
I'm sorry, Joe, if you're watching.
I find him funny doing what he does, but I don't find him funny.
Do you? I don't.
Well, no, maybe
It just,
not.
to me, it's all been done before. The
Yeah.
humour has been
Yeah.
done before. It's just.
But I'm looking forward to finding out about the contestants and all of that. So
Lovely. And finally, because we're keeping this one short, finally, word of the week.
Yeah. Oh,
Word of the week.
what were?
The word of the week this week is insouciant.
Insouciance.
Insouciant.
Is that when you
Insouciant.
Ins-
That's INSOUCIA.
Oh, IA.
NT.
Oh, yeah.
NT, Paul.
Insouciant.
Insouciant.
I thought it was insouciance. Is that when you insert something into the language?
No.
Oh, right. I don't know what it is then.
No. Bloody plane.
Insouciance. Insouciance.
Insouciant.
Insouciant. I do know this. I do know it, but I can't remember it. I can't remember it. Is it?
Oh, I think I've forgotten what it means.
Is it something sensory?
It's to not really care about something.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So-
yeah.
Prince Philip is dead. That was an insouciant shrug. Yeah. That's it. An insouciant shrug.
I think I did know that, but it
Good.
just didn't come into my head
No.
at all. No.
So lovely. That's it for this week's Sunday Chat.
Sunday chat. Got two then.
Oh, that was a bit loud. So lovely, lovely, special. Thank you to everyone for subscribing, following,
Commenting.
pardon?
Commenting. Asking
joining
questions.
us, and everything.
And liking things.
Liking, commenting, Instagram, Twitter,
Thumbs up.
and 2 other
Thumbs
things.
up.
Thank you, bloody thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you very soon for more lovely chats.
Sunday chat.
I said chats, not
Yeah.
Sunday chats.
Midweek chat.
Midweek chats. We're not doing the midweek chat, Paul.
Everyday chat. Every hour chat.
That's
Every minute chat.
shush now. Quiet, silence. Say goodbye, Paul. Bye. Another plane.
Plane. The plane. The plane.
Bye.
Bye.
Come again.